And we've been tracking showers on this Thursday afternoon that are diminishing, but more showers will be moving in as we head into the upcoming weekend. Those showers also accompanied by a downturn in temperature, also a gusty wind. It's our next big thing. We'll have much more on that and what to expect as we kick off June ahead in the First Alert forecast.
Now on Channel 3 and streaming on WFSB+. This is Eyewitness News at 5.
We just recruited more people because I think eventually they will come in with a full force.
First up for you right now at 5, ICE agents try and detain a New Haven father, only to have him then seek refuge inside an elementary school. It happened this week in the Fairhaven neighborhood.
And that's where we find your reporter, Matt McFarland. He is live outside the John Martinez School with what we're learning tonight. Matt.
Hi there, Erin and Mark. Well, we're told this man asked the ICE agents if he could first bring his daughter to school. They apparently agreed, so he came over here to the Martinez school, went inside, dropped her off. We're told that's when he got on the phone with immigration activists, and they told him to stay there.
Everything happens too quickly. You don't have the chance to react. You don't have the chance to help out.
Growing up with undocumented parents, Richard tells us he was frozen with fear, watching a potential ICE raid unfold right in his neighborhood.
I saw a couple ICE agents out there stopping a red truck.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents stopped a 47-year-old man, originally from Ecuador, near Blatchley Avenue and Pine Street Tuesday morning. He was allowed to bring his daughter to the John Martinez School, roughly a half-mile away. But once he got inside, he got on the phone with immigration activists who told him to stay there.
He explained the situation, and we told him not to go out, just to wait there, because I believe there were already some activists with him, and there was some people outside, so we keep sending more people.
We're told the ICE agents never tried going into the school and left the neighborhood, with the man eventually leaving the school as well.
Just imagine you're bringing your daughter to school, ICE stops you and then says, we'll come back and we're going to detain you after you drop your daughter off. That is just terrifying for a young girl.
Mayor Justin Elker says while New Haven can't stop ICE from operating in New Haven, he says the Elm City also won't assist them, and that agents are not allowed in public schools without a judicial warrant.
We want people that are productive members of our community to be in our community. I would presume that if ICE releases this individual to go into a school, I would sure hope that this individual is not a violent criminal.
And while this time no one was detained, Richard says it's still difficult to see what his neighbors are going through.
I worry about, family members, friends. I know that they take their kids to school, drop them off at the bus stop. And it's difficult because sometimes, they don't want to, they take the risk.
Now, we did reach out to ICE for a statement, and we have not heard back. Your reporter live in New Haven, Matt McFarland, Channel 3, Eyewitness News.
And turning now to some breaking news. Just coming into the newsroom, there was a report of a body in the water at a marina in Chester. Now, investigators with state police and DEEP are responding. There is still a lot we don't know right now, including who this person was. DEEP is the primary agency investigating this case right now. We don't have a lot of information. We have reached out for more. We are waiting to hear back. On the First Alert Desk, I'm Stephanie Simone, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Meanwhile, multiple agencies raided a car wash in New Haven today. Officials with Homeland Security and the IRS targeting El Mexicano car wash on Quinnipiac Avenue. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement tells us special agents were executing criminal search warrants. They broke down the door of a storage shed next to the car wash. A worker says that's where important documents are kept. Agents hauled away boxes while people watched and took videos on their phones.
I wanted to come see and make sure that everybody was okay, because all of the employees that work here and everything, all of us dedicate ourselves to hard work, all of us have families and everything, and for all of this to happen, I was surprised and worried for everyone.
The car wash is closed for now as federal agents continue the investigation.
If you've been using the free First Alert weather app to track some isolated showers developing this afternoon across Connecticut, perhaps noticing a trend. They are in the process of diminishing. So certainly some good news if you have plans to take you out and about this evening across Connecticut. Bubbling up with the daytime heating. Now that we're heading past the peak of that heating, those showers are in the process of diminishing. So perhaps you're wanting to do a little outdoor grilling this evening. Temperatures dropping where we're in the 70s right now, eventually into the 60s. And First Alert Future Futurecast, showing not only are the showers wrapping up, the cloud cover quickly will be eroding. And tomorrow we're going to start off with some sunshine, and then as our Friday moves forward in time, our sky becomes partly to mostly cloudy, and you see these specks of green later tomorrow. There's a chance for some showers later on tomorrow, especially by the evening hours, but we're not expecting a washout. So tomorrow, temperatures back into the mid-70s, so closer to average for this time of year. We do have that chance for showers late that could also linger into early Saturday. Saturday, we're focused on our next big thing, not only the chance for some showers that could linger, but also temperatures for some may struggle to reach the 60-degree mark. Furthermore, we're talking about winds that could gust to over 30 miles an hour. Sunday by far is the pick of the weekend, as it's going to be dry and mild. We'll have much more on the swings in temperature and what to expect as we kick off June next week, all ahead in the First Alert 7-day.
Okay, Mark, thank you very much. A big interruption for businesses in West Hartford Center as summer rolls in. An infrastructure project is taking over the sidewalks and the roads.
And there's actually still a long way to go tonight. Your reporter Katie Cohen live on Farmington Ave for us right now with more on what's happening. A very active scene there, Katie.
Well, Mark and Erin, this is what you see when you get to West Hartford Center. All of these orange cones and fences are blocking off businesses and restaurants on one side of Farmington Avenue. It's a problem for their bottom lines and for the people who come by to shop or eat.
It's a daily guessing game for Anthony Bosco. The manager of Toast Wine and Spirits on Farmington Avenue never quite knows what he'll find when he gets to work.
I can't even put my sign outside because there's not anywhere to put it, because if I do put it out, it might be on wet concrete.
It's also a guessing game for his customers. He gets calls every day asking if he's open. It's all because of the West Hartford Center Infrastructure Improvement Project that's taken over LaSalle Road and now Farmington Avenue. The town is repaving the roads, widening and resurfacing the sidewalks. New light poles, trees, and raised sidewalks are coming too. It's all expected to be done in November, but until then, the businesses are taking a hit.
I think they got to do what they got to do, and I like West Hartford a lot. It's a great town. It's taking a little while.
That's John Hale's perspective too. He and his wife were out walking around West Hartford Center. They enjoy the sunny skies and spring weather. The construction cones and closed sidewalks, not so much.
It's a bit of a pain to put up with for a while, but we know it's kind of short-term pain for long-term gain.
The question for business owners like Bosco is, how long can they take that pain?
Ahead on the news at 6, you'll hear from more business owners about the struggles they are facing right now and how parking is also becoming an issue. I'm your reporter live in West Hartford, Katie Cohen, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Katie, we'll see you at 6. Thank you. Right now at 5, though, police in Waterbury have several teens in custody tonight, charged for a homicide that happened earlier this month. Daniel Pert was shot and killed on Easton Avenue. Officers say they arrested Lucas Henry and Tyquise Kinnell, who are 19 and 18 years old. They're charged with assault. A third suspect, 17-year-old Saren McKenna, is charged with murder. Now, he first went to juvenile court, but has since been transferred to adult court. He's being held now on a $3 million bond. The man accused of hitting state troopers with his car last July had the charges dropped because he's been deported. We've learned Joel Kaiza was arrested by ICE just 1 month after being charged for a crash that injured 2 troopers on 91 in Enfield last summer. ICE officials confirm he was picked up in August. According to his original arrest report, the suspect drove through a puddle, lost control, there you saw it right there, spun across several lanes before hitting the back of a cruiser.
The city of Ansonia moving forward with an investigation into city spending. The city will hire an outside firm to look into the potential misuse of city money by the previous administration. Last night, the Board of Aldermen approved the current mayor's request for an investigation. It is the same firm New Britain used to investigate former Mayor Erin Stewart and her alleged misuse of taxpayer dollars. It's still not clear how much this investigation will cost or how much money was allegedly mishandled. The previous mayor says he welcomes the investigation and that nothing out of the ordinary will come up. Meanwhile, 2 new arrest warrants are being signed as part of the investigation into a former daycare employee accused of sexually assaulting children. According to attorneys, the new warrants show the investigation is expanding and that there are more alleged victims than originally known. The suspect, Giancarlos Barrios Otero, worked at Bright Path Daycare in Avon before his arrest. He is expected to be in court sometime next week. Bright Path's location in Avon closed earlier this month.
The town of Prospect is losing money in its general fund. They're spending faster than they can save.
And tonight, some people in town are demanding answers. Your reporter Owen Kingsley spent the day working to get those answers. And Owen, what did you find out?
Well, the Prospect Democratic Town Committee is calling this a financial crisis. The mayor inside, he's a bit calmer about the situation. He explains that most of this extra spending happened this past winter. Still, the fact remains that this small town's general fund has decreased by about 50% over the past couple years. Prospect, like many towns, was short on salt this winter. It became costly during a winter with a couple significant storms. That's mostly why Republican Mayor Robert Chatfield says the general fund decreased by more than $1 million from what it was a few years ago.
They're looking for cuts. I'm not going to park the snowplows. Can't do that. I can't do away with winter maintenance.
It is a substantial amount of money for a town with fewer than 10,000 people.
I hope we have a winter as we've had before, not like last year. That's going to be a help.
Chatfield says every time they used money from the general fund, it was approved by town council. He says there are other reasons for the fund decrease.
Over the years, I've been using small amounts of the fund balance to lower the taxes or hold the line, and kind of caught up to us.
Next week is the town's annual budget meeting. Residents will vote at the end. You can also ask Mayor Chatfield your own questions about the town's spending. The town's proposed budget is about $10 million, slightly less than last year's.
The budget went down to $60-some thousand, and we held the line in many, many places in the budget after requests from the people who came to the meetings.
Now, that budget meeting is next Thursday at 7 o'clock. We did reach out to the Prospect Democratic Town Committee for comment on this story. We have not yet heard back. Your reporter live in Prospect, I'm Owen Kingsley, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Owen, thank you. Still ahead right here on the news tonight at 5. What does the future of health care look like? You'll hear from the president of Hartford Healthcare.
Also ahead, the Trump administration planning on giving payments to victims of alleged political weaponization. What some state lawmakers now want to do with that money.
And tonight, the Democratic race for Connecticut's 1st District is pretty crowded with 3 candidates. What their priorities are when we come back.
If you want to get a head start on perhaps a little yard work tomorrow, a good day to do so, because as we head into Saturday, it's not going to feel anything like the last weekend of May. We'll have much more on a downward trend in temperature that will be accompanied by a gusty wind. All ahead of the first forecast when Eyewitness News at 5 continues.
And coming up on Eyewitness News at 6, Amazon wants to build a huge warehouse in Connecticut's Quiet Corner.
And that actually concerns a lot of neighbors in that area. A closer look at the plan from the tech giant.
Time and Temperature, sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
All right, let's get a check right now of your first alert traffic. And the camera on 84 in Newtown, a little blurry. That's in the top left, but there is some congestion there. Also slow going on Route 9 in Middletown. That's the camera in the bottom left. We are keeping an eye on the roads, and we'll let you know if any major issues pop up.
Also right now at 5, looking into the future of health care and the need for some to make it more affordable. But is that possible? Today, Hartford Healthcare President and CEO Jeff Flax talked about this on Eyewitness News Extra with Brian Shackman.
I think what we have to do is we have to design a system where we're not paid in general in healthcare for what we do, but we're paid for outcomes. Meaning over time, you have to get paid for keeping people healthier. You have to get paid for better results. And we have to create a system that gets aligned, not around what is characterized as fee-for-service, right, but we have to create a system that's really organized around impact.
You can, of course, hear more of the interview, which you can find on our WFSB Plus app, and watch Eyewitness News Extra with Brian every weekday at 2 in the afternoon, streaming live on WFSB Plus and the WAX.
State lawmakers are proposing a 100% tax on payments from President Trump's anti-weaponization fund. State Senate Majority Leader Bob Duff says he wants to impose the tax on payments Connecticut residents receive. The nearly $1.8 billion fund was created by the Department of Justice to pay people who say they were victims of government weaponization. Senator Duff said the state is not going to let a single resident profit from it and expects to introduce a bill in next year's legislative legislative session.
Turning right now to the war in Iran tonight, CBS News confirmed a report in Axios that the U.S. and Iran have reached a tentative deal now to permanently end the conflict. All that's left is President Trump's approval. But it comes as both sides launched military attacks again overnight. Secretary of State Marco Rubio will meet with his Pakistani counterpart at the White House Friday. Pakistan has been mediating the peace talks between the U.S. and Iran. In New Jersey, protests continue right outside an ICE facility in Newark. Democratic members of Congress who visited the Delaney Hall site say they witnessed the poor conditions inside. Lawmakers and attorneys have reported detainees being given spoiled food, with some reporting worms and mold. Attorneys say some detainees have gone on a hunger and labor strike. The Trump administration refutes the claims.
Well, we're very happy to have you back, Mark.
Good to be back.
But you are bringing back some clouds and some rain we're looking at here.
Yeah, the weekend, not a washout. It is going to be notably cooler on Saturday. Sunday, the pick of the weekend. And today we've been tracking a couple showers moving across Connecticut. We're focused here south of Hartford. Basically, one little shower moving from Cromwell into Middletown down Route 9. Also, a little shower moving from Colchester crossing Route 2 heading into Salem. Eventually could reach where 395 meets up with 95. As we look at the rest of the state on the only live radar, of course, here in Connecticut, we've got this lapsing over the last 30 minutes. Not a whole lot happening. So the coverage certainly shrinking as we're losing the daytime heating. And we are certainly down compared to this time yesterday, especially across inland Connecticut by 10 to 15 degrees. We're in the upper 60s and low 70s there, between 70 and 75 currently along the 95 corridors. From New Haven, some scattered clouds, 73 now in the Elm City, and looking skyward from Hartford right now, 71, north-northwest winds sustained at 10. So a little bit breezy out there today if you're heading into our capital city for the Yard Goats home game tonight. Upper 60s first pitch, lower 60s by the time the game wraps up. Again, clouds that are currently out there will be clearing pretty quickly, especially as we head past sunset. Those showers already in the process of diminishing. So hour by hour tonight, we're going to drop through the 60s this evening and then into the 50s overnight tonight. We'll bottom out 50 to 55 for most communities. A little bit milder along the shoreline compared to inland areas and across the usual cooler spots of northwestern Connecticut there in the hill town. Some upper 40s is what we're expecting for overnight lows. Tomorrow, up between 70 and 75 for many spots. So certainly closer to average for this time of year. And First Alert Futurecast, while tomorrow starts bright, we'll see a bit of an increase in cloudiness tomorrow evening. This disturbance dropping out of Canada is going to move in and bring not only the clouds, but the chance for some showers later tomorrow into early Saturday morning. The track of this low and how quickly it exits on Saturday will dictate if we have any lingering showers. Saturday looking primarily dry, but again, an isolated shower cannot be ruled out. Otherwise, we'll likely see more clouds and sunshine. And also a big story on Saturday, the wind gusting up to, if not over, 30 miles an hour. And that wind direction out of the north, we're going to be talking about some cooler air as well. By the afternoon, temps only reaching the upper 50s and lower 60s. So that is why Saturday's forecast, our expectations for Saturday, is our next big thing, given it is going to be certainly cooler, unseasonably so, with that chance for a shower. Then Sunday, the better of the two weekend days, up nearly 15 degrees compared to Saturday, highs between 70 and 75. Then we trend unsettled as we start next week and the month of June. Temps running a little bit below average Monday, Tuesday with those scattered showers. We turn the corner on this unsettled trend as we get into the middle of next week, and then trend not only drier but warmer by next Thursday, highs 75 to 80. Shoreline highs this weekend, low 60s on Saturday, about 10 degrees warmer by Sunday afternoon.
Mark, thank you very much. Turning now to campaign 2026, and the race for Connecticut's first congressional district looks a little different than it has in the past.
Yeah, incumbent John Larson did not receive the party's endorsement for the first time in his nearly 30-year career in the U.S. House. Delegates backed former Hartford Mayor Luke Bronin instead. State Representative Jillian Gilchrist is also vying for the nomination.
Channel 3's Kara Sunland sat down with all three candidates for a special edition of the Capitol Rundown, and as we found out, they all have similar priorities.
My number one priority going back is affordability. And that impacts everybody. These are the kitchen table issues that everybody is talking about.
We haven't had a serious effort to reform our completely broken healthcare system in a long, long time. And it's time that we get bold and clear about fixing that healthcare system from the roots.
It's making things more affordable and increasing living wages by holding corporations accountable, but healthcare. Healthcare is a big priority. When I'm going out and speaking to folks, they are struggling.
The primary is August 11th. If you'd like to hear the full conversations with all three candidates, you can watch last night's special edition of Capitol Rundown on WFSB Plus or on our website. Just look for it under the local news tab. Many American communities are at odds over data centers being built. There are already thousands of them here in the U.S., and as we'll find, there are plans to build a whole lot more.
Plus, a first-of-its-kind lawsuit has a TV network fighting back against AI. More on the case CNN's now making.
And let's head outside for a live look over the city of New Haven on this Thursday evening. Your news and first alert forecast every 10 minutes or less continues right after this.
Welcome back tonight. Data centers right now drawing a lot of controversy in communities all over America.
They are filled with servers and other equipment that power the internet and artificial intelligence. The Pew Research Center says the U.S. already has 3,000 of them, and there are plans to build 1,500 more. But there have been protests in some areas because these facilities use a lot of water and a lot of power.
The real question always comes down, why is it their communities that might have to take on the lion's share of the negatives or the cost with that? And
Meta says an independent study found its data center operations and construction had no impact on the residents. Again, that according to Meta. Some tech companies also argue data centers often bring jobs and revenue to communities.
Coming up on Eyewitness News at 5:30, license plate readers keeping an eye on drivers around the state.
Our I-team goes behind the camera to find out who's watching and how they're being regulated.
All right. Tree allergens, pardon me, still problematic, of course. We're talking about maple, my goodness, birch, maple, and oak. Those are the main allergens that are making an impact as we head tomorrow into the upcoming weekend. Speaking of the next 3 days, tomorrow, bright to start, increasing cloudiness. It will be mild with highs close to normal for this time of year in the mid-70s. Some scattered showers later in the day. Then Saturday, we'll see more clouds and sunshine. An isolated shower can't be ruled out. Most of the time will be dry. Otherwise, it'll be windy and cool with highs in the upper 50s and low 60s. And Sunday, dry and milder, the better of the two weekend days as we close out the month of May. Much more on an unsettled and cool start to the beginning of June. All ahead on Eyewitness News at 5:30.
Right now at 5, CNN is suing Perplexity in what might be the first AI copyright action by a TV network.
The news organization